Hey everybody, you're watching Ready Set Drone, and today I have the Wingsland S6 drone with a couple of accessories that come with it, and we're going to check it out, so stay tuned. So the Wingsland S6 has a 4K camera. It features electronic image stabilization, brushless motors, GPS, indoor optical flow, which is a way for it to position itself indoors without GPS. And it has an internal barometer, 6-axis gyroscope, and compass that allow it to hold its position in the air. We're going to test all that. When it's folded, it is 139 long by 79 wide by 32.6 millimeters tall. It is 190 millimeters diagonally when it's unfolded. It weighs 260 grams with the battery. It records in 4K at 30 frames per second, or 1920 by 1080 or HD at 60 frames per second. It has a 13 megapixel camera sensor, and the flight time is between 7 and 9 minutes. Now it does have an app on the App Store or on Google Play, so you can download that. But let's open it up here and take a look at what's inside. The box is very nice, I have to say. That's always a good sign when you're starting. Oh, check that out. So there's the inside with some advice and safety features. And there's what it looks like sitting in the box, which is pretty cool. It does fold down pretty small. So it has a little plastic shell that it lives in. The shell is nice and a good way to store it and be able to transport it. Let's set that aside, which has this little latch on it for closing, but we'll set that over here. And let's go ahead and unfold this thing and see what it looks like with the wings out. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the wings kind of go out almost straight out. These go back a little bit, and these go back a little bit. There's the camera in the front, and there's the cameras for the optical flow, the indoor positioning sensors, and it looks like the battery slides here into this slot in the back. And here is the English guide, and then it includes some QR codes, I think probably for downloading the app itself. Spare props, USB cable, and it looks like a standard micro USB, so that's good. Something you could use with you could use any USB cable with this, or any of this sort, but they're common, so that's good that it's not proprietary. And then the charger. There we go. There's the charger, and the battery, which is also kind of in there. And then also the screwdriver. The battery is a 7.6 volt, so a little bit non-standard. I guess that would be equivalent to a 2S or close to it. 1400 milliamp hour battery, which is actually a decent amount of capacity for a battery of this size. So it looks like it slots right onto this charger here. So just scan the QR code, and it is Wingsland, and there's some Chinese writing. So let me go ahead and download that. Okay, so the battery's charged. When it's charged, the indicator light on this charger goes from red to green, so you know it's charged, and it charged pretty quickly over this USB cable, which was nice. I have downloaded the Wingsland app, which is right there, and right next to the Bugs app. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the battery into the Wingsland and just see if I can pair it. Now it looks like, yeah, there is a right and wrong way to put the battery in, and basically if you make sure the text is facing up, with the drone facing up, then it goes in just fine. And I know there's a power button, which is here in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and power it on. And I'm going to go ahead and go into my Wi-Fi settings and find the Wi-Fi for the Wingsland. Let's see, I hit the go, start flying, expand the pairs of propellers, tear off the lens protector, put in the card, install the battery, select the network. Here's how to calibrate the compass, which I was going to do. Calibrate, calibrate. Alright, and there's support. Okay, so I'm out in the backyard and there's a little bit of breeze, not too bad, but a little bit. And the sun is very bright, so I'm going to have to make sure I can see the screen. Alright, I'm formatting the card. That's nice that it allows you to do that within the app. And I'm going to go back to camera settings, video 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second. Alright, I think I've got all my cameras set. I'm going to go ahead and roll, record, hit takeoff. Please confirm auto takeoff. There it goes. Alright, now I'm just under that tree too, so I'm glad I didn't do that indoors, and I'm glad it didn't hit that tree. Bringing it down a little bit. It's pretty stable, I have to say. I'm going to bring it back over here. Fairly quiet too, which is nice. And bring it right next to me so you can see it on the camera. Oops, a little close. Yeah, there it is. Not touching the sticks. It's locked in on GPS. It's going down just a little bit, drifting just a little bit. But seems to be holding okay for not touching the sticks. Alright, I'm going to get it out of my face. The yaw rate is fairly slow. But it's decent speed. And I have to say it feathers nicely with the GPS. A lot of quads when they when you let go, the GPS kind of throws the brakes on them and they kind of do a little bounce. But this one seems to feather nicely. Gonna bring it over here a little closer to me again. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and land it. Try to land it by the GoPro. So real quick, I just wanted to show you the size of this thing to give you a sense of scale. With the arms folded out, it is like that. Here's my phone. It's a standard iPhone 6, not the giant one, but the regular sized one. And so you can see the arms go out a little bit further. But if you fold the arms down, it is just about the same size as the iPhone 6. So now that I've done a couple of flights with the Wingsland S6, I have noticed that it seems to have a short battery life in terms of how much flight time you get. The box says 7 to 9 minutes, but I'm not even sure if that's actually the case. Of course, I wasn't timing it these other times, so what I'm going to do now is just take it up indoors, hover it, no wind or anything like that for the fight against, just hover it in one place. Just keep it from hitting anything, and then time how long it stays in the air. So I'm going to do that right now, and then I'll let you know the results. So I'm using my iPad as the timer, and I'm going to use the phone as the control. So once I take off, I'll hit start. once I spin up the motors to see how long it lasts. Now, of course, it's going to auto land at a certain point on what the battery level is. I'm not even sure if you can set that, because you can set that on the other drones, you know, at what point you want it to actually land. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and take off and start the timer. So here's the takeoff button, timer go. All right, it's showing me 100% battery. Well, no, it just dropped down to 90 very quickly, right after the takeoff. So it's sitting at 90% battery. And that's at 15 seconds in. Just dropped down to 80% battery. Wow. I don't know if I can show that or not, but if you can see it, see that was at 100 when I took off. All right, it's sitting at 80% battery and we're at 110 on the clock. I'm gonna stop the camera for a second and then I'll update you when we get down to about 30 or 40% battery. Okay, I'm at 50% and 4 minutes. So that would theoretically put it into that 8-minute range for 0%, but of course you're not gonna fly all the way to 0%, it would be bad for the battery. I will say one thing, you can't really just park it. You know, I've had to do some babysitting here and move it around. It's kind of drifting, not a lot or not really fast, but it's drifting enough that I've had to rein it in. It's also, it also drops altitude pretty frequently. See, right now I'm not touching it and it's coming closer. Now it's drifting away. Keeps going towards my television, which makes me a little nervous, but yeah, it's kind of drifts around, so I've had to compensate. I'm at 40% battery life now. It does seem to do the battery levels in 10% increments too, by the way. 40%, and I'm just now at 5 minutes on the clock. All right, I'm getting a low battery warning on the controller. It says low battery, please draw back as soon as possible, or something to that effect. I'm at 30%. I'm going to see if I can keep it in the air till 20% and land it there. Again, it's really drifting now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and land it. And it just hit 20% and 5:49. 20% battery at 5 minutes and 49 seconds. So theoretically, if you flew it all the way down to 0, you'd get another 20% out of that, which would be another minute and a half, maybe a minute. But again, you don't want to fly a LiPo battery all the way to 0. 20% is a good barometer. So really practical flight time, just under 6 minutes. Okay, so here's one other odd thing that's going on. I had a little bit of trouble this time actually getting the power to come on. It took me a few times of holding the power button down to get it actually come on. And now I'm having trouble getting the power button to go off, getting the power to turn off. The power button is underneath, and I've tried double tapping it like you do with a DJI drone. That isn't one tap and then the second tap is a hold. I've tried just holding it, which I'm doing right now, holding the power button. Quick button. Again, holding it really hard this time, just to see if maybe it needs a little more. Yeah, it's not turning off, which I would expect it to do when I push that power button. So I'm just going to, you can see the LEDs are on. I'm just going to pull the battery out to kill it, and then I'll see if I have any trouble getting it to come back on. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you on the Wingsland is a couple of accessories that come with it. There is the searchlight, which mounts on top of it and allows you to have a light mounted on it. I'm guessing it's pretty bright, little LED. And then there is the Boom Boom, which is a cannon that fires little pellets that, of course, you need to be very safe with this, and weaponizing drones is not the idea here. This is probably the equivalent of like a Nerf dart. I'm not sure, I haven't fired it yet, but I can hear the little pellets rattling around in there. So we're going to try them both out. So first thing we're going to look at is the light. Now the light is little LED, looks pretty cool. It's got a single LED bulb. It's got these 8 pins down here, and the way I think this works is there's a bracket that comes with it, and you slip the light onto the bracket like so, and then you slip the bracket, well, you figure out where the pins are lined up, and it's pretty easy because there's really only one spot where this works. You kind of move it around till you feel the pins line up, and then once you feel the pins line up, you pop the bracket onto the side of the Wingsland. So it kind of just pops on like so. Now, I've got it in, I've recharged the battery, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. So I'm going to go into the Wingsland Wi-Fi on my Wi-Fi setup here. So go ahead and go to Wi-Fi, find it. Should see it here in a second. Okay, I'm going to launch the Wingsland app, Wingsland S6 app. Height changes your sight. Keeps giving us this temperature thing, which is funny because it's really hot outside. I think it's talking about cold temperatures. Go ahead and hit go. Select without prop guards. Now the battery's showing at 100%, and one thing you have to do is make sure you turn your beginner mode off. So this is beginner mode. I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to be in beginner mode, because in beginner mode you can't do any of the extra stuff like the accessories. So I hit that little arrow and the little triangle with the plus, and that's the searchlight accessory, which it sees. So you've got different settings that you can do on the searchlight. So solid lighting or strobe lighting, and then different degrees of brightness. I'm going to put it on medium and hit yes. And you see, when I do that, exit searchlight. Sure you want to exit this mode? Yes. The light goes off. So basically, let me hold it up here and show you. The searchlight is off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Turn on the searchlight mode. I'm going to put it on the brightest and hit yes. And there it is. It's pretty bright, as you can see. And it's running off the battery power within the actual quad. So there's the searchlight on. I'm going to take off the light, set it over here for a moment, and get out the Boom Boom. Now the Boom Boom is a little tiny cannon that shoots, I believe, little pellets. And there's what it looks like in the box, the Boom Boom. And it looks like this is sort of a loading mechanism. Put that back in there. It comes with some extra pellets. Luckily I caught both of those. How many does it hold at one time? Looks like it holds 5 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so it doesn't, be careful when you're messing with this, because it will come out. And go ahead and put that up there, and then I'm going to figure out if this is kind of mounted there. Feel the 8 little pins go in, set it there. Now, there it is with the Boom Boom pellet on it. And what I think I'm going to do is take a shot at my camera bag, which is right here and soft-sided. So should be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up there, open the app back up, Oh, actually I need to first of all turn the quad back on. So hold it down for a few seconds. Be patient. Okay, so maybe that on-off switch thing wasn't an issue. It's just a matter of, you don't push it twice like you do a DJI or something. You just push it once. Go to the Wi-Fi network for Wingsland. Go fly. Okay, now we can see the live view on the camera here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the accessory, which is now the bomb is what it says here, but it's boom boom. And when you do that, you get this little cannon in the upper left corner, and you get a crosshair now. So I'm wondering if you can fire the thing without having a having it in the air. I'll bet you can. So, like I said, this is a soft-sided camera bag, and so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Whoa! My goodness, that zipped right out of there. Let's try that again. Man, my goodness. Do not shoot this at your family, friends, other people, animals, etc., because that seems like that would actually hurt. One more shot. Wow. Okay, well that works surprisingly well. I'm going to actually go get some of the airsoft pellets and see if those work as well. So hold on a sec. Okay, I've got the boom boom on there, and I've got the app ready with the boom boom. So I'm going to push the cannon, start it maybe 3 feet away. It's not firing the cannon. Oh, there went the first one. Alright, I'm going to go to 1.5 feet away. Yep. And go to point blank range. And none of them penetrated the paper. Okay, so I've got the Wingsland here, and I've got the boom boom gun is what we're going to test first. Now, I showed you how this worked inside. Now we're actually going to load it up and fly it and fire it while it's flying. So, as I mentioned, the way you put it on is you take this little adapter here and you slide it in like that, and then you put it right here on top of these these little power ports. I think it's 8 little connectors that need to be lined up. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Okay, so now the boom boom is connected to it. We're going to go ahead and put the darts in the boom boom, or not the darts, the little BBs. Remember, the way you do that is you put this on top and you have to press down on it, and then it'll fill up this chamber, and I think it holds 5 at a time. Now we are going to take it off and fire the boom boom. Okay, so I've got the Wingsland sitting in the grass. I'm going to go ahead and take off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, sorry about that. It went backwards a little bit. I am trying to move it forward.
Just shoot it back.
Huh?
Shoot it to bounce back.
Okay, well, it's not responding to my... Why isn't it responding to my... Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Look out, Tate, it's going rogue. Okay, now it's responding. Huh. For a second there, it wasn't responding to my inputs, but now it is. So I'm going to see if I can rotate it, bring it over to the bounce back. Rotate it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look out, look out, look out. Yeah, that was good that it caught the net. So it just totally went berserk on me there. Will you grab it? And I won't fire it up or anything. All right, so I just crashed it into the net. I'm glad the net caught it because that's probably the best place for it to hit. It was just out of control. It just started spinning on me. Maybe with the boom boom on top, it's really unstable or something. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try again. We've reloaded the boom boom because all the things fell out. We're gonna take off and we're gonna try and shoot it at the bounce back, which is the lacrosse bounce back. So here I'm gonna say take off. Boom boom is enabled now. And here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, that was cool.
And pull it forward a little bit. Drop it down a little bit. Try to bring it in front of the thing. Whoop, not that far. Come on back. And boom. Alright, there's a boom. Alright. And one more time on the boom boom. Oh, we're out of bullets. Alright, so we're gonna land it. Okay, so we did one round with the boom boom. Now we're going to try one more round. This time I've got a card in the quad, so we can actually test it. I gotta say the boom boom tends to make it pretty unstable, and I want to fly it one more time without the boom boom to see the difference. But we're going to take off once more and roll video. Video's rolling. Okay. Gonna try to. Whoa, whoa.
Hit?
I did, right in the bottom.
Alright.
Well, of all the places it could have hit me, that was probably the best.
Alright, we're done. No more.
Take off once more and roll video. Video's rolling. Okay. Gonna try to. Whoa, whoa.
Hit?
I did, right in the bottom.
Alright.
Well, of all the places it could have hit me, that was probably the best.
Alright, we're done. No more.
So I wasn't doing anything. It just started spinning around and decided to attack me, and that was not cool. Yeah, I think my son is probably right. We should be done with this. Yeah, I don't think I can recommend this at all based on my experience. And by the way, this is the second one I've had. The first one had a motor burnout, and so they've sent me another one. This one hasn't had a motor burnout. I've only flown it twice so far, but the other one burned out pretty quickly after just a few flights. Okay, folks, so the Wingsland S6. I've been sitting here for a few minutes just kind of reflecting on my experience with this thing. I really wanted to like this. I really did. It's very cool looking. It's fold out. It has some cool accessories, but the truth is this thing is just not ready for especially a beginner pilot. It is not very stable. With the accessory on it, I burned out a motor on one of them. This is my second one, and it is just super unstable. It starts kind of spiraling, and then it won't recover, even with satellites. It flew out of control several times, crashed into a net, crashed into me, and you know, I don't have prop guards for it, which if you're going to get one of these, I'd probably suggest the prop guards. It just doesn't really live up to the price point or the expectation. And I would expect a drone for this price, which I think is around 300 bucks, to be a lot more stable and a lot easier to fly. Part of the challenge is the software is kind of buggy. Part of the challenge is that the accessories seem to make it kind of top heavy and not fly very well. And I just, yeah, after almost hitting my son and then actually crashing it into myself, I am done with this drone. I'll look forward to seeing what Wingsland can come up with in the future, but for now I would say buyer beware, look out for this one, not recommended. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, I'd love to hear your comments and your experiences with the Wingsland, if you have any. Otherwise, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to Ready Set Drone and we could look at other drones together. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.